Hello, Alfred Street Baptist Church college students. My name is Tammy,
And my name is Edwin.
and we are higher education administrators and members of the Alfred Street Baptist Church College Link Ministry. So, we're here to talk to you about what it takes to finish the term strong. And we'll only be here for about 5 minutes. But we know that this is a message that might be reinforcing to some and new for others. And we just want you to know that no matter where you are in your journey, we are here to support you. So, let's get started. The first thing that we're going to talk to you about is just the fact that there are some basic things that you need to be thinking about, such as limiting your extracurricular activities, from now until after your exams or your finals are over. Um, also make sure that you are working as a part of a schedule. It's so important right now that you make a detailed daily list of your classes, of how you're going to spend your time in between classes, and even what you're going to do on Saturdays and Sundays. It's really important to be as regimented and as focused as possible as you head into the end of the semester, whether that be budgeting your time in terms of any reading assignments, writing any papers, or even preparing for, exams or finals. But basically, this time is so critical in terms of making sure that it's a detailed schedule daily that you follow as close to the letter as possible.
And it's not necessary to be perfect with everything, but we want to do the best that we can, particularly when it comes to studying. I know studying is kind of a word that means a lot of things to us, but hopefully we can give you a little structure for study sessions. So this is a study cycle that actually one of my mentors in college taught me. What you want to do is preview material and get ready for attending class. These last few classes as the semester ends are really critical. And so review your material after class, and then we want to study with intense study sessions. Now, this is the point I really want to focus on. You're going to be doing a lot of intense study sessions over the course of the next couple of weeks to prepare for your finals. And so you want to start by setting a goal. Know what you're sitting down to do for the first 1 or 2 minutes. Decide what you're going to accomplish. Then you want to study with focus for 30 to 50 minutes. If you're not capable of doing 50, that's okay. But this is a time that you want to put your phone on do not disturb, limit your screen time and distractions, and lock in on specific goals that you want to knock out. After you've done that 30 to 50 minutes, reward yourself for 10 minutes. Watch part of a show, take a walk, play a little bit of a video game. Remember, you got to keep this at 10 minutes, particularly if you only did 25 to 30 minutes of studying, because we don't want to miss that balance and start wasting time. And then when you get back from rewarding yourself, you want to review the material that you went over and start again with setting a goal. It's a good idea to mix in about 3 to 5 of these intense study sessions over the course of the day. We don't want to overdo it because then we wouldn't be capable of doing much else.
That's right, Edwin. And the other thing too to think about, and I know that you've heard this many times, but we think that it's worth mentioning here, is to just take advantage of those office hours with your professors. Even if you've not done so far this semester, it's never too late to start doing that. It's so important to meet with them, to get a sense as to what you need to be focused on as you're heading into finals, to find out, for example, if there's any sort of extracurricular assignments that perhaps you can do to bring up and boost that GPA. All of that is so critical during this time. And you know what? You should take advantage of office hours even if you're doing really well, because that could be the difference between a B plus and an A minus, or a C plus and a B minus. So definitely take advantage of those office hours.
For sure. And make sure to be strategic as you're preparing for your finals. You have a lot on your plate going into these last couple of weeks, so it's really important to budget and regiment your time. So if your exam is comprehensive, go back to your syllabus. I know I sound like one of your professors, and make sure that you rate your knowledge of each topic that's listed there. So if you know that all of the topics are going to be on the exam, make sure that you go through which ones you feel most confident about and which ones you feel least confident about, and then make sure to spend the most time on the things you feel least confident in. It's kind of natural for us to want to feel a boost of confidence by doing things that we're already good at, but the things that you're going to be tested on may be things that you still need some work, and so you need to make sure to get to those items. If you have practice exams available for you, to work on prior to your final exam, it's important that you use those practice exams in a strategic way. This means that you shouldn't just take your practice exams untimed. They should only be taken timed because you can find practice problems to do anywhere. Your practice exams are actually really valuable because it's supposed to be a simulation of an exam. So make sure to do so by using a timer that simulates the amount of time that you'll be expected to complete your exam within. Make sure that you check your answers and use that as feedback. Review topics that you got wrong on that practice exam and only use one version of a practice exam once. Taking it a second time isn't actually a good way to test your skills. So practice exams are super valuable, so make sure that you use them correctly. You can also go back to your old assignments and exams and look at problems that you got wrong. It's a great way to gauge what you're missing and what you need to brush up on and to fill the gaps right before your exams.
Yeah. And so that kind of concludes what we're talking about in terms of practical tips. But I think the last thing that Evelyn and I want to share with you is just to remind you that you're not alone. And I wanted to provide some statistics to you to support that. There was a recent study that was done of upper class students. Around 73% to 86% of them reported that during their freshman year, they sometimes or frequently worried whether other students would accept them in the context of classes and coursework. Sometimes or frequently worried that other students at whatever school might view them negatively, or sometimes or frequently felt intimidated by professors. So they're upperclassmen and they're saying that they have those emotions. So I think what we want to tell you is that you're not alone. We all experience those emotions from time to time. But just remember, you've got this. So let's emphasize that again. You've got this.
Yes,
Edwin and I
ma'am.
know that there are supports for you on campus for you to take advantage of, as well as family and friends who are supporting you and rooting for you. And of course, Alfred Street Baptist Church supports you.
And to
The
that
AS,
point,
yeah,
both of us are higher education professionals. And if you have questions and need a quick level of support, I would be happy to make myself available. And I think I could say the same for Tammy. So
absolutely.
please, you can reach out to me via email. We'll include that address in the email that this video is connected to, but I'll say it here, Edwin W. Lee II14 at outlook.com.
Yes. And my email address is simpson.tammy, Tammi, @gmail.com. And the other thing we'll mention is, of course, you have your college link liaisons who are always excited to interact with you and pray with and over you. So with that, Edwin, I guess we're looking forward to meeting them in person at Alfred Street over winter break.
Absolutely. You got a couple weeks to get to the end of this semester. You've done a couple weeks before. You can lock in for a couple weeks. We already know that you can do this well. And even if it doesn't go exactly according to plan, we'll have some place to work from. Best of luck.
All right. Take care, guys.